Hello, this is Dr. Renata Teresa Tadashi. This is a video on training that is provided by Police Academy and also for policemen as well as for Federal Bureau of Investigation agents and the persons that they defend president as well as defense. What is wrong with that training is this the criticism. Yes, it is to fix it, so that we understand that it is a criticism to provide solution, nothing more. Okay, that is later on for each of the persons who has used it in a wrong conviction to take responsibility for it, especially from management when there are deaths as a result of badly provided training, and it needs to be remediated. So training, as name says, for defense, which are all the soldiers, is to defend life. That means I, as a person, I am not a soldier, but they are soldiers. So it is speaking as if instead of such soldier, I, as soldier, vow to defend persons with all that I am, having provided the training, doing my best to survive and harm not self or others defending. It does not mean evade work. It means not I'm at killing and harming. The same is with police work. Police work consists of defending, mediating, siding up, avoiding conflicts, and also it consists of service to community that consists of prevention of crimes or remediation, sometimes remediation of crimes which cannot for sure become a tool to have that suggested and against will of a person, force, for instance, psychotropic drugs, or force a person to the ground who has done nothing or threatened with the jail. That is low self-esteem to do so, and that is done also often to medical practitioners. We do not do that to foreign medical practitioners, to residents, to students. We don't do that because then there are retaliations that I then try to remediate, being non-stop targeted by one or the others for a minuscule detail, for not siding up. So training, again, let's repeat, does not consist of aiming at harming or aiming at killing in anywhere. There is no covered black unit and no death squads worldwide. If that was, those people were framed. The same as there's absolutely zero against person's will when that person is healthy, inflicting of pain or inflicting of death. That does not exist in medicine. Why? Because of Hippocratic oath. That's why it says there, do not kill and do not harm, and do not, if procedure is painful also, do not harm when a person does not want to be attended, which means do not do harm when the person does not want to be attended, because it is called iatrogenia and is punishable, first of all morally, and secondly also in second instance at the same time in system of law. What is wrong, gravely wrong, with trainings is that trainings of police work I'm at killing. For instance, when one goes to a shooting range, one sees a human with painted chest and heart and is taught to kill or to shoot at people as if they were ducks. That is not a scope of police work. That is zero. It has to do with police work, nothing at all, in fact. The training is faulty, and to reprogram training to police work and change mentality from being called a blood-cold criminal and killer, we need to understand here that police work consists of siding up with the weaker to defend, being bigger and trained and armed. Not trying to kill people because they are a larger mass or because they are defenseless. Or because somebody else said so, being more important or more convincing based on looks or personal favoritism. On any grounds, basically, police can, or the same as soldiers, can aim at killing or harming. So the whole, for instance, shooting range is from the standpoint of behavior, wrong programming of mind. Person harmed in then hatred, the enacts the as work revenge, shooting at persons. We don't do that. That is not work. This is socially harmful to a person and to all. Therefore, what do we do as a training? We do learn how to shoot, to be precise. First of all, there are two steps to learn self-defense and then the defense of others. When we are confronted with a person who is stronger, let's say we have a kidnapper who took an innocent woman. So we see a person is in a large room, there is equipment, the person has bodyguards, we cannot go there. So what we do, we first try to figure out way so that that person stops harming, that's one, and secondly that the person remains unharmed, and self taking that action also remains alive, unharmed and unhated as a result. So there is so-called gradation, gradual choice of means in a conjunction with discomfort or pain and the risk of being that pain causing wish to die or causing permanent injuries or wish of one of those persons to do harm that causes mutilation or death. So that is how fast we need to intervene. It does not mean proximity to death. It means speed, smartness, and ability to arm to not harm and not kill, disabling, harming, and killing, and not delaying it. Legal system, it's not machine of death. And threatening persons makes them from police and legal system a joke, as if it was a meat industry. That is not the scope of oath in legal system called Gaudamus and the singing, and it's not also the affiliated with the legal system police work. So what is again scope of shooting range? To shoot at anywhere but where that person vital organs are. So we do not shoot at carotids, we don't shoot at aorta and other major vessels, we don't shoot at vessels in legs or reproductive organs, we don't shoot at spine, and we first learn to use the proportional to the perpetrator weapon. If person has nothing to fight with, then we fight with own hands. If a person has a gun, then we take our gun and we start with intimidating. When we shoot, aiming is at disabling that gun, which means is at shooting at the gun, not at the arm. And then we also make sure that we know evading. So like in boxing, we learn to not to be a target. Now, training does not consist of scaring people, shooting at them either. Because a person can paintbrush if that does not hurt, or does not expect in mind that a person will get out of school to streets and everybody will be shooting at that person, or to test, for instance, especially children. That is a longer change in mentality. That person who took police job is not a killer. It is a person who vowed to protect others and to not die as a fact, because then that is a waste of life. And that kills in revenge also, and deprives that person of life and deprives of that person an opportunity to protect others, killing masses by depriving the person alive. It does not mean leave the situation or leave the person helpless to die. There is no casuals or possible to tolerate harm. Many will disagree that is not true. As scope, it is to avoid harm of all and death of all, self included. Taking action, and action is proportionate to the degree of life and injuries risk, which means the number of persons, the weapons that are used, and the probability that actually less is more, and we can avoid and guessing. Maybe they will be angry. Dog that has teeth can 20 years lie down and bite no one. If dog beat, it doesn't mean that the dog is aggressive. The same is true for all 100% of humans on behavior. There's absolutely no difference.